So what happens when you use AI to help you make a build in Minecraft? Can you create something truly amazing, or is it just a dirt hut? Well, let's find out. So I was trying to figure out what to do for my next build. So I went to my usual spot for some inspiration, Google Images, but Google didn't really help. On to my next avenue of inspiration, other builders. So how about I get some help from Nikabe? He brought up using AI for some help with inspiration, so I relented and tried out Midjourney. We ended up spending a few hours just generating images. A few good ones, some mediocre ones, and some hilariously bad ones. We finally got an output we liked. This jungle temple ruins with a massive waterfall behind it. So now I have an idea of what to do. Now it was time to recreate it in Minecraft. So the first step in recreating this image would be making that terrain. But there was no way I was attempting to make that terrain in game. So I'll use World Painter instead. Just a few clicks here, a few clicks there. Okay, starting to look good. Just a few hundred more clicks and... okay, this turned out decent. So let's see what Nikabe thinks of this.
I really like the mountain of it and just like the amount of trees as well as like the waterfalls.
Okay, so you want to help make a temple?
Sure.
So we started on the build by first creating a wool outline for the temple, but some technical difficulties made things a bit harder than they needed to be. Why is the sun so big?
Stack 10 times. Okay, I cannot stack apparently.
What happened to this? We pushed through though, and the shape started coming together. I worked on the big tower in the front. Getting the shape done was kinda awkward since the generated picture had odd proportions. So I decided to make each layer a perfect square that was smaller by 2 to 3 blocks on each layer. I think there was a center room at the top, so on the top layer I made it much smaller than the other layers and added a door. The roof on the AI generated picture was kinda ugly. So I instead went with the roof similar to ones you would see in Thailand. I spent a good while on the roof trying to get a shape I like, but in the meantime Nikabe was working on some other towers. But we wanted to come up with something interesting to talk about, so what about randomly generated humor?
This is Building with Nikabe and Glowstone show, where we make whatever is generated by AI.
Humor will be randomly generated.
That gives me an idea.
No.
ChatGPT.
No.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Man, this try not to laugh challenge is the easiest one I've ever participated in.
Bro, it's the AI, it has horrible humor. It's like a robot. Let's generate a joke that's good.
Generate a good joke.
Generate a good joke. Impossible. Why don't oysters donate to charity? Because they're shellfish. Can I get lava? Where's lava?
We started work on some details, but we were kind of on our own in that front. AI is still pretty messy with the finer details, but it did give us what looked like giant indentations in the walls. So that's what we did. We even added a hallway through the central tower. I then came up with the idea to have a courtyard in the middle of the temple, so I started the layout of one. But after looking at the temple a few times, we realized the backside was kind of empty. Something's missing.
Yeah.
Something tall, but I'm not sure what.
What if we do a copy of the big one and put it on the other side, like a little bit in?
Let's look up some photos. What's the country called? Cantonese? No, that's a language.
Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Cantonese, bro.
Well, Cambodia just stacks a whole bunch of towers to solve the problem, so...
yeah.
Well, we went with the simple solution. After I finished the layout of the courtyard and the backside, we added some towers to the back. As it turns out, the simple solution looked pretty good. But if you are liking how this temple is looking so far, please drop a like and sub. It would be greatly appreciated. Nikabe then invited another YouTuber, DaBritishFrog, to check out our build. And well... Sup,
hello.
Frog? Bless us with your intellect.
Yes.
Still don't know how you do this, but it's not. You need a monkey.
No, we're not doing that.
Why? Just do the big orangutan from the live action Jungle Book. It'd be funny. Something about big monkey.
We can have some water flowing.
We can do that.
I'll have a monkey.
We're not gonna spend all that time on a monkey.
No.
But you should though, or at least Master Uguay. One of the two, you have to choose.
How about neither?
You can't choose neither, because I'm here.
I can do what I want.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
So you can go out right now and murder somebody.
I choose not to.
Lies. Still missing that monkey.
I'm not adding any monkey.
Why? Calls a bing bong monkey.
It looked like chocolate, dude.
Yeah.
It's the chocolate temple.
That means you need a chocolate monkey. Oh.
We ain't doing a monkey. We wrapped up some of the detailing on the exterior, like finishing the indents, adding railing, and some vines, but no monkeys. The temple was already hard enough to make. For the vines, Nikabe used a combination of oak leaves and grass, so if survival players weren't already crying, here's another reason to do so. We then added some trees to the roof of the temple, a nice touch to tie the build into the environment around it, even though it wasn't in the original AI image. The last area that needed work was the courtyard. I wanted to include some fountains, so I added some coming down from the main tower and some smaller ones in the courtyard. I then came up with the idea to add some moss to the walls, so I quickly did that all over the temple. As a final touch to the courtyard, we added some spore blossoms to give a nice effect to the area. Now we really didn't feel like doing an interior, but if you do want to see that, get this video to 300 likes. Then I might consider it, but other than that, the build is complete.